Hey everybody, I'm Ledain and welcome back to Let's Play Guild Wars with me and my buddy Loch.
Giggity!
And we were just chopping up some bandits. I think we were done in this area. And I picked up a greatsword, so as soon as I master my sword skills here, I'm gonna start hacking people up with that.
My puppet, live!
That's what Skyrim lives for. Hacking people with a greatsword. You need a scythe to gather mushrooms too? What the heck is this crap? We also noticed that a few videos back we weren't recording any sound from the actual game, so I apologize for that, and as you may have noticed in the last few videos, we've fixed that problem. Oh, these guys are kind of high level.
I think we went the wrong way.
Get over here and help me!
It's okay, I think we got this one under control, but before we progress any further, I'd say run away!
Grubs. Apparently I'm bleeding. My screen's going all bloody.
Ah, yes.
I can heal myself. I should probably pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, actually, your starting heal is a pretty kick-ass one, and I actually find it hard to justify replacing that one on my my own warrior, because it fully restores your adrenaline bar too. So you could basically fight until you get your adrenaline full, kick off your super move, and then use your self-heal to fill it up again, and have 2 super moves in a row.
I have learned riposte.
I think that's one of the block abilities I mentioned, actually.
Yes, it is. But now it's time to bring out the biggin.
Wrong choice.
I need to show you, just show you the sword that my Norn has sometime.
Is it awesome?
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, once we get to a safe spot, if you want, I'll pop over to him real quick. He's already got the waypoints for the Divinity's Reach area, so he can get out here pretty quick.
Okay.
I want you to see, for one thing, I want you to see, I want to show off the size comparison between a human and a Norn, because it's really pretty awesome, the amount of work they put into that.
My next move is 100 Blades.
That's the skill tab I was showing you earlier. You can actually see what your abilities will do on that, even though you can't see them on your action bar right now. So if you ever get curious of what different weapon abilities will do before you get them, you can check there. Oh yeah, it's Miller time!
Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. It's like an Omni Slash.
Nice thing is, once you get the weapon swapping ability at level 7, you can swap weapon abilities even in the middle of combat. It's just that it takes, there's like a 7 or 10 second cooldown if you use it during combat, where there's no cooldown if you swap weapon sets out of combat. They kept the stats nice and simple in this game, by the way. Power, like any weapon you see that has like mighty something or other, has the power stat on it. That is the damage stat for both melee and magic, and ranged. Just overall, there's no separate stats for magic or ranged or whatever.
That's
Good
pretty
to meet
useful.
you.
Yeah, they kept it pretty basic. You've got your damage stat, your critical stat, which is precision, toughness is your basic defense stat, and vitality is your basic health stat. And they're all 4 useful to all 4 classes.
Sell junk. I've got way too much junk. Got way too much copper and like nothing to do with it.
That's the stuff I was telling. That didn't go away when you deposited the collectibles?
The silver and copper? No.
Huh.
It might have.
It's weird, it should have. Unless it says salvage item in the tooltip, because then it won't. Then you have to use a salvage kit on it to get the crafting materials to deposit.
No, I'm talking about currency.
Oh, that kind.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like the other stuff.
I've got salvage items though. Suppose I should sell some of the stuff I can't use.
Greetings.
Mighty axe. Keeping that one.
Can I
have
help
a spear gun.
Might want to hang on to that too, actually. Oh, this chick has a torch for sale if you can use them. That is actually a class of weapon in this game.
Yeah, I can't use them.
Damn.
That's okay, I've got the big one. It's all that matters at this point.
Oh, dude. I forgot I could use horns. I need to equip that thing and start learning those skills. Even though I actually prefer the focus skills. Let's see, at this point...
Is that a gnome? Oh, that's an awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Omni slash, bitch. Alright, so where are we going now?
I'm gonna suggest we head back to Divinity's Reach, or at least that general vicinity, and try to do your story thing.
How do I do that?
There should be like a big glowing green thing on your map telling you which way to go for your story mission.
Okay.
Which for you should be pointing back to the capital, Divinity's Reach.
And we can teleport to waypoints for cost?
Oh yeah, that's, by the way, check this out. Hold on.
What am I checking out?
I'm about to show you.
I don't see you. There you are.
You don't have to see me, look at the chat box.
I see.
Yeah, if you control and left click a waypoint on your map, you will link it into the chat channel you're on. Just make sure you're in party chat before you try to do that, otherwise you'll link it to the whole area map and they'll think you're trying to... A lot of the time you'll see people do that, like in map chat, and they're pointing out an event. The nearest waypoint to an event that's going on, hoping to get more people to go help them out.
What brings you here?
And then they'll curse you out. They'll be like, no, there's no event there, you jerk.
May Dwayne bless
Oh yeah, if you do that and screw it up, yeah. Anyway, give me just a second, I want to show you that Norn dude I was talking about. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Cool thing is, it should still say that I'm in the party. It won't actually have me leave the party until I leave the party or log out for an extended period of time.
So is this entire game linked in like one map?
Not really, but the map sections are pretty huge before you have to go to like a portal leading you to another map section. Because all of this area that we have been in has been one map, but there are some portals, like the capital city, for instance. The capital cities have portals into them and out. And like I said, the world map is divided into chunks, but they're very big chunks. I was pretty impressed. Somewhere between World of Warcraft and...
What do you need?
City of Heroes, I guess.
I can buy more bags. Yeah,
Have you seen my dog?
that's what I'm talking about.
No, is he loose again?
Alrighty. We are in town. Just need to get outside somehow. God, playing this big ass dude feels so slow now. Oh, there we go. portal just wasn't showing up on my screen.
Traveled by a surrogate?
A few times. It's a strange sensation, but totally safe.
Ledain.
So I'm told.
Azura Gate? Is that what they're called?
Those are the ones that'll teleport you to other other cities and stuff. Like, there should be an Azura Gate in every capital city leading you to Lion's Arch, which is like the big multiracial capital
Yes.
brouhaha. It was actually the
What
human
can I do for
capital
you?
city
Excuse me.
in the first game, the first Guild Wars. But somewhere during the centuries between games, it was flooded and then taken over by pirates. And now this group called Lion Guard have taken it back over and turned it into the big, super, ultra, spiffy, shiny melting pot town. Anyway, hi.
You look like a giant human.
That's what a Norn is. They're basically like Nordic-style giants.
I see. That's pretty awesome.
Their entire theme is very, very Nordic. I mean, they live in the frozen mountains. They have like this big hunting lodge thing.
Yeah, I wondered, how is it that a bunch of people who live in an ice world get beat by an ice dragon?
Well, hey, you know, people can get hypothermia when they live in Alaska and
everything
other
you need
northern type areas if they're exposed to extreme cold. People that live up there adapt to it by wearing warmer clothes and stuff like that.
You forget who you're talking to.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't get any colder than Manitoba.
Well, then you should know this as well as anybody.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure an ice dragon would kill you just as well as it would kill a Nordic giant. Anyway, cool part is, you see the big, awesome looking sword on my back, right?
that's pretty cool.
Check this out.
Wow.
This thing is kick-ass. And I got it from one of those hard quest vendors up in the Norn Lobby areas.
That's
Actually,
cool.
this is not the original weapon. This is, I copied its appearance onto another sword that I got that was an upgrade.
Yeah, you can copy appearances in this game, can't you?
There's, the thing is, you have to have special, they're called transmutation stones. I've actually got 2 of them on me right now, and like 7 more in the bank. Actually, I need to put these in my bank, but I haven't gotten around to it. There's even special vendors that you can get, like secret hidden ones in certain places, that sell novelty equipment that, while its stats are pretty good, it mostly exists just so you can copy its appearance onto other weapons. Like there's one that's a whole set of pirate-themed weapons. I'll actually show you how to find that one once we get to the point of exploring Lion's Arch. But for another time. I'm switching back to the Necro on this one.
That was pretty interesting. It, like, you switched characters and it still joined my party.
Yeah, because of the whole, the friend system being based on your account ID instead of individual characters. That means, I think it also means that whenever you join a guild, all your characters are automatically in it. It's just your account is in that guild.
Yeah, I've always thought that more games should try to be that way. Just makes life easier.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And what's more, if you wanted to have separate characters that like represent separate guilds, if only from a role-playing perspective, you can be in more than one guild at a time. You just have to pick one to represent, to display by your name as a guild tag.
Plus, like, multiple people could have characters of the same name because they're divided by ID.
I am actually not so sure about that. I actually want to say there were a couple of names that I tried to get that were taken. It's just a lot harder to run into that problem when people have, like, multiple word names in this, because it allowed spaces.
This is true.
Which is one of the other best features, and there's, between Sea of Heroes doing it so long ago, I don't know why so few games managed to do that. There's no excuse.
Just bad planning. Because when it comes to, like, when you have a function that looks for a specific file, that file can't really have spaces. Like even in your operating system, when you name a file and you add a space to it, there's a special character. But a lot of databases are restricted in what characters you can use, and it's just easier for them to name your list your character in the database by your name. So if they restrict the characters you can use, it's a lot easier for the database to find that. However, if you're using a user ID and a character ID, then that character ID can also contain a name, and that way you can have multiple people with the same name, because like you see in Champions Online, because it lists people by their ID first and then their character name.
Yeah, Star Trek Online does the same thing.
I think you said that too.
Yeah,
it does that, and it only lists their ID if another person...
Actually, well, maybe in Champions is how it does. In Star Trek Online, at least in the chat box, it lists their whole handle, including their ID name, every time. Which kind of sucks.
I think it was this game that I read does that. It'll only list, if there's characters with the same name, then it'll also list their ID.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. It stuck me in the overflow, is why I haven't been showing up yet. That's one thing they do in this. Whenever an area is full, has too many players in it, they'll stick the excess players into what they call an overflow, which is like a copy of the same map.
Yeah.
And trickle them in one by one. So if you want to actually go on into the city, I'll just go in there and meet you there.
Okay. I forgot to set the timer again.
Ah, crap.
Oh well. Yeah, when you're creating your account and it forces you to have a number on the back of it, there's actually a question mark you can click, and it explains it. So, if there's only one person out there with your account ID, it'll only list your ID, but if there's multiple people with that ID, then it'll also list your number.
Huh.
Divinity's Reach. I have 2 of the waypoints here, apparently.
Yeah, I think they give you one automatically that's right in front of your home instance, which is sort of a
You get a home?
Well, it's not as cool as it sounds. It's sort of the closest thing they have to player housing right now, but it's a generic home instance. Like in your case, it's the neighborhood that your character lives in.
I see.
And it's the same for every player, but certain events in your story quest will change it slightly. Like certain... for instance, one of the Norn things is they can get this magic horn as part of their story. And after the quest is completed, that whole chain is completed, it will be stuck on a mantle in their home instance, which is like the big hunting lodge thing.
Eat my dust!
Oh, these NPCs are handy. Anytime you see them with that little foot icon over their head, if you talk to them and pick the dialogue options, they'll give you a buff that makes you run faster while you're in town.
It sounds like it's trying to change my personality or something.
Yeah, well, or you could pick the same one that you've already got. You picked a personality trait whenever you started. It'll just add more to that. You'll see a lot of dialogues, especially in your story quest, that will change the, that will give you option to alter your personality a bit. I'm actually not...
You said there's a menu where I can look at that?
Yeah, hit H. On the top right corner below your name, there should be one icon that shows class icon, and then right next to that, another one that's kind of like, for me, it looks kind of like a shield.
Okay.
If you mouse over that, okay. If you mouse over that, it'll show your personality traits and give you a little title above them based on it.
I am honorable.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. I picked dignity as well.
And it said, woof!
But yeah,
a dignified necromancer.
can pick different ones. Well, you remember Alec from World of Warcraft, I'm sure. It's
Yep.
basically the same character. I would have named him Alec instead
More
of
people should
Alec
learn to barter.
in the first place, but of course, World of Warcraft, I couldn't get the name Alec.
Mm-hmm.
So I just added an H on it, and technically it was supposed to be pronounced Alec in that too, but yeah.
Makes little difference.
Yeah.
Point is, World of Warcraft is not as good as people think. Still good. It was great for its time,
It was
but
great
it's showing
for
its age.
time. It's dead to me now. Pandas killed it for me.
How do you do?
I just can't see
Thank
myself buying World of Pandacraft.
Well, people try to defend it by saying that the pandas were always there.
Oh, they may have been always
May the
there,
six
but they
watch
were
over
still
you.
always stupid.
I'm here to entertain.
Always a pleasure.
This suits me just perfectly.
It's not letting me talk to this merchant. It keeps making me look at the citizen next to her.
Try clicking her, left-clicking her first. It should default to talking to her
You'll
then.
find everything
there we
you
go.
need here.
She sells booze. Which, oh, I can use this one.
Remember to eat more
This
sweets.
Let's
one
get some
does.
ale.
Cotton candy.
Goodbye.
But yeah, another thing that, for roleplay purposes anyway, for people who are interested in that, there is a walk function in this game, which more MMOs need to have.
What's the walk function?
I don't know if it's bound to that by default or not. I've got mine down to the slash key on the number pad.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you might have to bind it manually then.
I should
Another
probably
thing
take
that
a look
pisses
at
me
that.
off is that games like Champions and Star Trek
Raiden needs
Online
your
have
help
that
crafting
feature.
armor
It
and
is not a
weapons,
toggle.
cooking,
You
and
have
even
to hold
creating
button
magical
down to walk.
artifacts for our people.
Do you
Talk
have
to
any
one of our
idea how
master
hard it is to
crafters if
make
you're
natural
interested.
looking movements while holding down the slash key with one hand?
Quite hard. So I don't know where I'm going. My waypoint seems to have disappeared.
It should be.
There's a bunch of green arrows. Oh, there it is, way in the
Yeah,
top
but so you
right.
should follow the green arrows on the ground. And they will point you. It should be pointing you toward the home instance neighborhood. And here's the cool thing. I will actually be able to sort of, along the lines of the Old Republic,
Mm-hmm.
I will be able to join you in your home and in your story instances.
That's pretty
Cool
cool.
thing is, though, unlike in the Old Republic, where if two players were of the same class, you basically could not quest together because you had to do that separately.
Mm-hmm.
And
Raiden needs your help crafting armor
this game,
and weapons,
if
cooking,
I
and
so
even
chose,
creating
if I'm
magical
playing along a
artifacts for
similar
our
path,
people.
I could just choose
Talk
to
to one of our
accept your
master
decisions
crafters
and not
if
have
you're
to
interested.
play the quest.
So a perfect system would allow you to do that, but it would roll to see which one of us decides who makes the decisions.
Basically, like a hybrid of what Tor does in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, still give you the option to say, you know, if you lost the role, you don't have to accept this as your story. You can play it again if you want to on your own time.
Mm-hmm. You see, we're learning about video games by playing them. That's the premise. We're about education. We're educated.
Yeah, education about the various ways to destroy your enemies.
That's
As
an
everybody knows,
important
that's what
thing to
video
know.
games are all about.
Well, here we are. And I'm going to cut us off here because I forgot to set the timer again.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, stay tuned. We'll have more parts in the future. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.